I believe a lot of the issue with gender equality and equal access to politics for women and men is it has to do with the rituals of politics. So sometimes there is a lot of talk about empowering women and almost convincing women that they are strong enough and good enough to step into politics. But then you do meetings, political meetings late at night. And that is a huge barrier for the participation of women, for example. So sometimes changing the rituals of politics can do a lot more than just doing empowering activities that then don't result in sort of lifestyle choices that can match with the current rituals of how politics is made. So I believe that, especially on the local level, I advocate a lot on switching up the times, for example, of the meetings and see if that enables more women to participate. So it's not just a matter of experimenting in your head what you think women would need in order to participate, but it's a matter of asking them, if we move the time of the meeting, would it be easier for you to participate? Or, for example, if we don't smoke in a meeting. You know, there are all these very practical things that we often forget, and that can actually enable, and it's the same thing, for example, if we want the participation of more people with disabilities, have we made sure that there are no barriers to entry, that physically a building, rather than, you know, there are sometimes initiatives that are about disabled people that are in buildings without elevators. So because we're not used to think in terms of like how we can make the places of power inclusive. But if we switch the perspective and we start thinking about that, we can actually change a lot. Absolutely. I agree, because currently there are quotas. You know, I don't know if they're called the same in English, but in Italian they're called blue quotas and pink quotas, right? And everyone talks about pink quotas, but no one talks about the elephant in the room, which is the blue quotas. Because right now, because it's so much easier for men than for women to access the places and the places of power, there's a lot more men, and that is like a quota. And in order to correct that, we need quotas of women, because that can help shine a light on a phenomenon that is already happening, and that is basically encouraging way more men to participate into politics than women. So quotas are a great tool for that, I think. Not perfect, but better than nothing. It would be great if we were rational beings, which we aren't. So it's like when people talk about racism and they are like, I don't see color. Of course you do, unless you have a problem, you have a visual problem, then of course you don't see color. But if you mean that you are not affected by the people's skin color, what you are is you don't see your own prejudice. And it's the same with women and men, with gender. So the thing is that even the most feminist of us, this is not to pass judgment on people, even the most feminist of us, even I have prejudice. And if a man speaks, even I tend, if I don't think about it, I tend to give more authority to what a man is doing compared to what a woman is saying. To what a man is saying compared to what a woman is saying. And I have to be aware of my own prejudice. So we are irrational beings. And quotas and these other tools and toolkits to sort of be aware of the ways that we are irrational allows us to be more rational. It's not ignoring our irrationality that makes us more rational. Of course I do. Of course I do. And this is evidence. It's not a matter of opinion. I mean, it's the reason why in cabinets, there are more men than women. In boards, in companies, in whatever industry, there are more men than women. If you, like, for example, if for people that say that this is just a matter of women not being particularly interested in politics or technology, what about cooking? Why there are so many chefs when you reach the top levels that are men, despite the fact that normally we are used to think that cooking is more of an interest of women. So it's not a matter of interest. It is a matter of when you reach the top, it's very hard for women to make it to the top because of the way our society is structured. So, but it's not just a matter of seeing more women in positions of power. It's also a matter, and I say this as a citizen of Italy, and we now have our first female prime minister, it's a matter of what women and men do with that power. Are they using it to make existing power structures even stronger and more even more exclusive? Or are they using their power in order to send the elevator down and to make sure that there is more social mobility, that there are more women emerging? Are they fighting for the rights of minorities to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to contribute? Because that is the way to protect the health of democracy. If we don't, and if we're just, faces in an yearbook, and we can say, oh, look, there are more people with long hair, kudos to us. That's not the point. The point is that if we diversify leadership, we give more experiences the opportunity to feel seen and represented in places of power. And that is fundamental if we care about democracy.